How you doing, guys? I want to talk tonight about the word warriors, the definition that we can bring today as warriors that we are. It's very different from being a soldier. I'm not comparing them who's better. I'm just bringing it up so we can tell the difference. You know? I think these days we have many soldiers and few, or probably none, warriors. So a soldier is drafted, trained to follow orders, to fight for his country. On the other hand, a warrior was sent to this world and is trained to question orders. And he fights not only for his country, but for the stability of the world. A soldier receives medals. A warrior receives wisdom. Soldiers and warriors, they both have scars, but only one stories. A soldier has family. The warrior has two: his wife and kids, and the world. Soldiers fight for other people's agenda. A warrior comes to fight the agenda. Why am I saying this? We're living moments of challenges, controversy, but this is not new. This has always been something that it happens because history is circular. It's a circle, right? What has happened will happen again, but in a different way. You know, war should not be welcome, but neither avoided. I believe, in my opinion, as somebody who did time in prison, where over there is a war zone most of the time. And after a while, you realize that your senses get overly stimulated to the point that it just feels normal and good to a certain extent. Then you become so good that you talk your way out sometimes. See, my grandfather will share stories of his dad when they were going through their own revolution in their country and stuff like that, right? And they said that no man struggle meeting women. Matter of fact, they have multiple. And these days, it's just so crazy that we have so much mental illness and men struggling with women. They want to be single. On the other hand, women, they're respectful. They don't want to have kids. And if they do, they have many kids from different dudes. So this is very off. This is kind of like a shit show, basically. So what I'm trying to say is, how can we still, as a human being, as a man, not lose composure in the middle of these chaos, these chaotic times? How can we still keep going forward, keep walking towards the light? No, I'm here to tell you that there's always more than hope when you have some training experience about human nature. When it's something that we learned in prison, and it doesn't work only there, you can adapt it here. You don't have to go to prison to adopt a lot of things. Religion beliefs, political views are never discussed unless you're running for president. Then we all want to see the debate. If you're not running for nothing, you shouldn't be sharing your personal political views or your religion inclinations. It gets you out of this world gone quickly. And it shouldn't, because people say you have freedom of speech. I know. But you also have freedom of wisdom. In prison, it's funny because nothing happens by chance. Somebody's getting hit, someone is getting whatever's going on. Everything that happens there is not out of boredom. It was meditated, pre-planned, and it was executed at the right time. What makes you think this is not happening here? Outside the world, outside here, outside the fence. We as warriors need to be prepared to fight evil and be prepared to welcome good. Sounds like a double life, but it's not. No, it's not. I know, guys, that we have freedom of speech and that we're in a country where, like, literally you can say whatever you want and it's okay. In prison, you can say whatever you want, but you will face the consequences quickly. And that shouldn't be something bad. That shouldn't anger you. You should accept that as knowledge that there are certain things that you have to keep to yourself. Nobody else needs to know, even if they ask you. You see, if I can take something from prison that I will never forget and I would never change it for no other knowledge, is nothing will take you by surprise. Nothing. If it happened, you allow it to happen. You was just too wrapped up in your mind. You didn't saw the signs. If you were to pay attention, you would read people's body language. You would sense, smell the tension in the air. But you didn't. Because we're sleepers. We need to be awake. And when you're awake, you know you have freedom. But you don't express every single thought that crosses your mind. Once you know that there's nothing more powerful in this world than thought, then you will carry yourself like there are certain things that I can share. And there are certain things that I cannot share. Not because I'm a slave, because I know the true value of freedom. There's just certain things that you just don't say. Not because you're scared, but because you have attained awareness. Awareness will give you that glow that people think that they don't need, but they do. When you have awareness, when shit hits the fan, you're still breathing normal. You're not agitated. You're not panicking. Why would you want to lose the fight that never started? You want to lose composure out of something that you didn't see coming? That's unacceptable as a warrior. As a warrior, we know what's coming. That's why you prepare. And that shouldn't be weakness or alarming. It should give you peace of mind that you are aware of what's happening. And that, my friend, will put you to another level.